Okay, I'm growing a little more fond of it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ultimate World Music Reaction channel, where we're all about music and psychology. I'm glad you stopped by. We're going to dive into something from Japan again today. Shout out today goes to Dragonfly. Thank you for your suggestions and buying coffees. I'm going to check out Nemophila. Dissension. I hope I'm saying their name right. Let's look it up. They are from Japan, if I saw correctly. Nemophila. And this song is called Dissension. 1.9 million views. And all that I know is that they are from Japan. I looked at a Japanese ladies metal band called Love Bites. Very talented ladies. And they're a band, a Japanese heavy metal band formed in 2019. Consisting of vocalist Mayu, guitarist Saki Hazuki, bassist Haraguchi-san, and drummer Tamu Murata. And they are heavy metal. Let us see, what else can we find out? Nemophila species are most of the species in Nemophila contain the phrase baby blue eyes in their common names. Most of them bloom in spring. Their flowers have 5 petals and are bell or cup shaped. It's a plant. Yes, it comes from the Greek nemos, meaning small forest, and phileo, meaning to love the small forest, if you will. In Japanese, they are called rurikarakusa. The flower typically blooms around the end of April until early May. And they have, 5 petals? Which, doesn't the band also have 5 members? Did I see that correctly? Anyways, Japanese heavy metal band. I think there's 5 of them. And we're going to check it out. Dissension. The word dissension means when you're in disagreement and it leads to discord. So, yeah, that's what the word means and what the band name means. And now we'll find out what they do. So here we go. Let's check it out. As always, like, share, subscribe. Time to go to Japan. Are you ready? Here we go. Don't be mad, all my Nemophila fans. I don't understand a lick she's saying. I have no idea what they're singing. All I hear is screaming, and I'm thinking of, like, people that are just losing their minds. It's actually not funny. It's sad when people have, like, mental breakdowns. Or, someone, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that from a judgmental place. I've had moments where I'm like, listen to me! You know, I'm so desperate to be heard or hurting. Usually it's because people are hurting. But it makes me think of someone who's losing their mind, screaming their lungs out. Or it makes me think of the screaming goat. Or just some very scary movie where something just, like, jumps at you, crawls. Like some spiders, something just... So... yeah, that's why I have to laugh. No offense, they're skilled. Like that, she can scream like that if she's doing it right, not ruining her voice, which I'm guessing, you know, she's trained to do this. That's impressive. And the way that they're playing, I mean, just, did you see the feet just hitting the kick drum on the drums like nuts? That one of the things that is interesting about metal continuously, especially metal like this, is how fast they can play. It's crazy. I don't know the lyrics yet. I'm trying to see if I can find some information. Unsuccessfully as of now. We'll see. Hold on. English lyrics. Just so that I have a clue what the heck is even going on here. There are a bunch of jackasses, even though lovely outfits, terrible words. Are you sure that your place, that you believe that people... What? How do you feel? No more rules, no more chances. Are we really looked down on? The countdown is starting. Are you ready? Be careful, you'll be kicked out by us. You don't care. You can't choose me. I also won't have you. Never ever. You need to hear the voice. How was your day? I hate you. How many times did you enjoy it? Did you count? Tell me what you think. You've been... Okay, I'm confused. I don't know. Dissension. I mean, it would fit to the idea of dissension. I hate you. Tell me what you think. Right? When there's discord, there's an argument, there's a fight. Also works for the screaming, because that's what happens when people argue. But I can't, it's not something I would listen to on my own time. I tell you guys, we're all about real talk, real reactions. And because I want this channel to be music from around the world, and obviously Japan is full of amazing artists, a lot of different music genres. My goal is to react to different countries, but even different genres within the country, from native music, traditional music, street music, to the radio hits and the alternative groups. So there's going to be a whole lot that comes out of various countries, various genres too. And I want to be open-minded and, you know, experience things that I wouldn't listen to on my own time, but be understanding, please, when it's not for me. As of now, I can't really relate, but that's just me, because I can't understand a word and it's just screaming. And from a psychological level, that has an effect on everybody differently. Some of you might dig it. For me, you know, it's awesome that these are all females, by the way, all female rock bands, just like Love Bites. It's impressive. Super talented musicians. But on a psychological level, because we're all about music and psychology, there's a woman just screaming inaudible things. I'm perceiving that as a woman in a certain way. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Let's just say that. It's also a little terrifying. There's like 5 of them. I'm like, you do not want to mess with these ladies. It's also hard to really comprehend, because, to be honest with you, some of the growling that's been like, that's still creepy sometimes, but manageable for me. Here it's so high pitched and it almost sounds layered. Part of that could be like, you know, editing and audio effects on the voice, but it's almost like her screaming and then layered with such a high pitched screeching that it sounds like demonic. It sounds like something's gonna jump at me. It's not for me right now. It's not for me. I have to be honest and a woman of integrity if I'm gonna say, welcome, this is about real talk and real reactions. And please keep in mind, some of my videos, just as a side note, I title, or Therapist Reacts, or such. I have a master's in counseling psychology. Music and psychology are my passions, helping people, encouraging others. I've spoken at many different events. I've mentored and done programs like that. I have worked as a therapist with kids and teens and families for a while. Then I worked as a teacher, and I try to integrate those various skills now working from home, bringing them into these videos that I do for you guys. But please understand, especially those of you who have watched some of my content for the therapy and psychology, this is a reaction channel nonetheless. And though I'm bringing in psychological information and learning as I go, and even learning through you guys, I want this to be a place of open-mindedness and compassion, but I want you to keep in mind that I'm not your therapist. And I say that lovingly and cautiously. When we know that someone knows a few things, or we look to someone for encouragement, or we look up to them because they have a certain amount of following, I want this platform and these videos to be empowering to you. So you see these videos and you can go, I can create too. This shouldn't just be everybody watching me. This should ideally be we enjoy this together and you find inspiration and encouragement for you to grow, for you to create, for you to live at your fullest potential. So please understand, I'm saying this just kindly and lovingly, because we do that sometimes, even if subconsciously. We start listening to people, we start following, we value their input, may or may not. And, you know, I don't want to ever hurt anybody or hurt you if you respect the things that I say, or you're looking for encouragement and then you find me laughing at something or saying, oh, I don't like this, and maybe you love this. I wouldn't want it to hurt your feelings by you associating or over-identifying either with the music or with this channel, or looking to me to bring a certain level of healing and comfort. Ideally, our mentors should do that, and a good therapist, a good counselor should. But please keep in mind that since I'm not your therapist, and I'm a human being experiencing this, I'm going to have emotional responses. And it may not be something that a counselor would say if it was a session with you. So just take that with a grain of salt and keep that in mind, okay? I don't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings when I express honestly how I'm perceiving this. This is my perception. It's subjective because I'm a human too. And of course, however, I'm willing to learn and understand why this music means a lot to you. I'd like to hear that from you guys, where this speaks to you or how you relate to it. So comment away. Thanks for listening. Let's keep going. Tell me what you think in your heart right now. 救いのない日々にバイバイ。振り向きもせず独走していた後で悔やんだふり laughing because that's funny when you're like going up and down alternately. I've done that with my husband before just for jokes. That's funny. It's cool to see that transition, to see her singing at one point. That kind of helped, I feel like, mix things up, bring in more dynamic into the song, going back to the screaming, going back to almost that military, like in unison chant, like dun, 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 dun. That's kind of catchy.
Are you okay too? How we showing yourself cleaner than what you are. その姿もその言葉も見せかけたよ。いつまで欺く I want to be moved by you, do your best thing. You don't wanna be backed down, go hard, go hard. Tell me what you think in your heart right now. ほんの些細な優しさでも傷ついた心を癒す力がある。それすら忘れた。It's it's too late まるで You've been the closest from before.
Okay, I'm growing a little more fond of it. It's still, not my cup of tea. Naturally, not something I would listen to on a day-to-day, but I'm trying to be more open-minded towards it. Those guitar solos, oh my word. And then the bass and the drums, brrr, I mean, just nuts. They're like, I respect these ladies. These are powerhouse ladies. And it's crazy because they're so feminine and beautiful and, just this powerhouse woman band, but talk about strength and fierceness. Like, it's just such a reminder that you can't box us in, right? Just as much as men should have the freedom not to be boxed into one or the other word to describe them, and being a man is so many different things, so is being a woman. And it's beautiful to see that, that it's where strength and power and beauty and femininity, but also, it's awesome. And the lyrics, I'm still kind of figuring out what it is, but I'm getting this idea of this discord, this dissension that's led to this division. Impressive how she would go from singing to screaming. Total skills vocally to be able to do that. The drums, the guitar solos, the bass, like I said, just how fast they were playing. Really crazy. And then, what else? Just a lot of passion and power. Really, really crazy. The catchy part, like I said, when they were all singing in unison, almost like this chant-like loop or hook, going from the melodic to the screaming. One can tell English is not their first language, which makes it, or at least that was my impression, which makes it all the more impressive when you have people who are from another country, in this case Japan, and they're singing songs in English. That's impressive. There's a lot of people in America that only speak one language, and so whenever you have someone speaks multiple or even sings and performs or does their job in another language, it's really impressive. Interesting, heavy, heavy. It took me a while or a little bit to get into it. Yeah, interesting. I want to look at a couple of the comments. I'm 51 and this is the loudest I've turned my headphones in 20 years. Just terrific. 100% respect from Canada. Absolutely no words. Amazing. I'm blown away by the talent and energy. Crazy vocals, crazy riffs, crazy beats. Agreed. I like this one better than the US version. The opening is insanely good. Is this a cover? Is Dissension written by somebody else? Crazy. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. Definitely, exploring all these different genres. Keep the suggestions coming, my friends. The list is long, and the list from patrons and supporters on Buy Me a Coffee takes precedent for obvious reasons. But I want to keep the diversity going when it comes to countries, but also genres. So keep me posted on things you suggest. Let's fill this channel, let's fill the earth and showcase these different artists, be it tribal music, be it, just more culturally relevant, be it street music, be it radio hits, be it the alternative, things that we know that we can find on YouTube but that might not play on the radio, and so on and so forth. Thanks for being part of this ride today. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Ayo!